That's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, just altogether pointless.
There is in existence today an extraordinary car collection that hardly anyone knows about. A collection that contains some of the rarest and historically interesting vehicles.
Hello.
The lost cars of Nazi Germany's top leaders. The collection is to be found in a small museum in Moscow, Russia, the result of one family's careful collecting for over 60 years.
Yeah.
Even
Beat
more
Brad.
incredibly, some of the world's most valuable cars cost them nothing, not 1 ruble, as they spent decades rescuing wrecks from farmers' barns.
All right, so be gone with you. I haven't got time for all this. So anyway, listen, because Pop Goes to 60's did his favourite films, and he was picking loads of stuff, and I thought, no, you got to be quite strict with yourself. So I thought, how can you pick 10 films from the 60's? Where do you start? Where do you finish? So I went through all of the films that got released, major films, not these arty-farty films, but I went through them all, and I thought to myself, yeah, okay, it's a great film, but, I've seen it too many times. That one, that's always on the TV. Yeah, that one, I can't watch it anymore. It just looks so dated, and this is as I'm seeing it in 2022, with all my education and my understanding more of the films now. As once upon a time you watch a film and you think, it's all right, it's all right. And these films have been chosen because they're good fun. Now I just hope we can get away with showing all these adverts. I can't interact with you until afterwards. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off in 1960. Unfortunately, I haven't got a clip for 1960, but I have chosen The Trials of Oscar Wilde. Yes, which actually, I think that won Oscar for best film that year. I'm not sure, but it did win an Oscar for something. It may have been best actor. So I don't know. One of the main ones, but it's a good film. It's a good film. It's well worth it. And I've seen a few films about Oscar Wilde, and a lot of them sort of, because it's all, it's all gay and everything, and they're going to the sex side of things. And I don't want to see gay sex. I'm sorry, I don't want to see it. And at least in this 1961, what's been going on. But they say the words very carefully in a Victorian way. So, the word sodomy, for example, it's a lot less offensive than buggery, because buggery is not used at all in this description, and neither is all the other horrible things involved in that case with that horrible man. But Peter Finch does at least bring a little bit of sympathy to the man, even if it is that people have always been in the showbiz world. People have always been on Oscar Wilde's side. They won't see him as a predator or a pedo or anything like that. So it's pretty bad, really. It's pretty bad. But anyway, let's get on with 1961 then. 1961, what have we picked for 1961? Let's have a look. Can you guess what it could be? Well, I thought to myself, hey, there's nothing like this one. Let's watch the advert.
Fire! No motion picture of our time has ever unleashed sharp spectacle of such scope and realism as up from the depths of prehistoric mystery rages Gorgo. The headlines of the world blaze the fabulous story of this monster from another age, catapulted from some vast sub-ocean cavern by unprecedented volcanic action. And the headlines scream the story of the reckless skin divers who captured the monster and put it on exhibition.
Sam! Pull out! Drop the nets! What do you think you're doing? Hey, take it easy.
I can't let him go back to the sea where he belongs.
Why?
Maybe to save their silly skins for you.
Hurry, hurry, hurry to see Gorgo.
But the headlines do not record the story of a little boy who had a curious sympathy and understanding for the fantastic creature. What strange secret does he know that scientists only suspect?
You trying to say there may be a fully grown one of these things around somewhere? How big would a full-grown one be?
An approximate guess. The infant. The adult.
That would make it nearly 200 feet tall.
Wreaking terrible vengeance against the civilization that has captured its offspring. Towering over the cities of the world as millions flee its awesome terror.
Prepare! Prepare while you still can! Prepare!
Nothing can stop it. Defying the force of the army. The might of the Navy.
Fire number 1, Terry. Ready to open fire, sir. Fire 1.
Even the fury of the jets. In a crashing crescendo of sights never before beheld by human eyes, and adventures never before experienced by any man or woman.
Wowzer, wowzer, wowzer. Gorgo, what a film, mate. Hey, listen, I'm sick of all these Japanese monsters and bloody American monsters smashing up the place. I'm glad to see a bit of London getting trashed by a monster. Hey, we got our own monsters. Don't you worry about that. Anyway, that's a classic. So what would I choose for 1962, he says. Oh, well, this is a bloody scary one. Here we go, 1962.
The day of the Triffids, when terror reigned from the sky. The day of the Triffids, when the Earth orbits into a nightmare. When the solid world of everyday reality disintegrates. And the whole population is driven by fear towards insanity. The day of the Triffids, when destruction closes in from every side.
Pilot, is he blind too?
It's going to be starvation, fire, pestilence. Anyone caught in the middle of it doesn't stand a chance. I think we ought to get out of here and go on to Spain.
How can you know it's any better there?
I don't.
Doesn't seem to have any central nervous system.
Then how does it move?
All plants move. They don't usually pull themselves out of the ground and chase you.
You have never been married?
No.
Why?
Guess I've never been in one spot long enough to get caught.
And now you are saddled with a family.
It might have its points.
The day of the Triffids, when law and order are overwhelmed in an avalanche of terror.
Oh yeah, that's really frightening, that one. And listen, I know the Triffids look shit, but I mean it's just the suspense in that film. Oh bloody hell! All the suspense was killing me. I remember I was watching it with my nan and my younger sister when it was years ago when I was a right youngster. Oh my God! At the end of it, whew. Well, it's a bit of, well, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you. You have to watch it yourself. So, what would 1963 offer us? Yes, 1963. What could it be? Well, listen, I'm going to put it on. I'm going to find out.
How do you do? My name is Alfred Hitchcock, and I would like to tell you about our good friends, the birds.
That's the damnedest thing I ever saw.
Birds just don't go around attacking people without no reason.
Yes, they attacked the children, attacked them.
What's the matter with all the birds?
Birds are not aggressive creatures, miss. They bring beauty into the world.
Those gulls attacked.
Impossible.
They came in right down the chimney.
Why are they doing things?
It's the end of the world.
Are the birds gonna eat us, Mommy?
Get yourselves guns and wipe them off the face of the earth.
That would hardly be possible.
Mitch, don't!
The 5 continents of the world contain more than 100 billion birds.
All at once, the birds were everywhere.
Why don't you all go home? Lock your doors and windows. Did you get the windows in the attic? When do you think they'll come? What happens when you run out of wood?
I don't know.
You don't know? When will you know? When we're all dead!
They're coming! They're coming!
Whoa, scary stuff. Scary stuff. Alfred Hitchcock. Oh, multi-server. You found me. You found me. Listen, it doesn't matter because they will come. They will come. Well, thank you very much. Listen, I can't interact with these because I've uploaded them the wrong way. There's another way of uploading it, which I should have done, but I'm not going to do that because these are just short clips just to illustrate the point. Because it ain't no good saying to people, oh, you should watch this film, you should watch that film. What's it telling me? What clothes are these people wearing? Have they got shoes on? Where's it set? You know what I mean? You don't get these questions answered. If you go, oh, you should watch The Guns of Navarone. What's that tell me if I haven't seen it, eh? Anyway, listen, we're getting on to exciting territory now because we are on, wait a minute. Yes, you see, I didn't put Psycho on for 1960. I've picked the Trials of Oscar Wilde. Yeah, but like I said, this isn't about the greatest film. It's just about a film you should watch now in 2022 because they're worth another watch. They are. Well, if you're in my head, they're worth another watch. So wait there. Let me get on to 1964. Bit predictable, this one. Bit predictable, but you know, doesn't have to be obscure. Right, 1964. Here we go. Here we go.
Attack!
Russia.
Oh. Base.
10 females to each male.
A Coca-Cola machine.
fluids.
The Doomsday Machine.
Blast off!
Where's my shorts? Where's the bathroom?
Buck, should I get it?
On the hotline.
Dr. Strangelove.
Or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and
Love the bomb. A moving picture.
I shouldn't tell you this, Mandrake, but you're a good officer and you have a right to know.
Well, we better stop that there because you never know with the copyright, do you? This is a new channel and I want to behave myself for as long as I can. And listen. Yeah, that's a good film. That's a good film. It's well worth a watch. I know it's black and white, but it actually helps the film. So, I'm sorry I can't see your comments just at the moment because I'm on the brand page. Please excuse me. I will have a little look in a minute. But meantime, let's go on to where's 1965? 1965. What could we be talking? What could come out of Invisible Ray's strange train of thought today? What could it be? Well, here is what it is.
14 million readers in 15 languages have been fascinated by this famed classic of strange romance and high adventure. A High Wind in Jamaica, starring Anthony Quinn, surpassing his tempestuous role of Zorba the Greek as Chavez, the swashbuckling buccaneer captain who scoured the Caribbean in search of loot.
Why don't you tell us where the money is? Dead!
But Chavez never faced a more disastrous foe than these abducted schoolchildren who made a shambles of his pirate ship. James Coburn, the screen's rugged new romantic star as the captain's henchman.
We better do something about keeping the kids away from the men. Last night we were lucky.
Co-starring Dennis Price, guest star Gert Frobe, and Lila Kadrova, Academy Award-winning supporting actress of Zorba the Greek, reunited with Anthony Quinn in A High Wind in Jamaica. Uninhibited adventure that surges from the fresh pots of Tampico to the treacherous waters of the Spanish Main. An unforgettable story of violence. Matched against the deadly innocence of children who fought by their own rule.
Leave him alone! Leave him alone!
You know the rules. No prisoners, no witnesses.
And no women!
Emily, just growing up. The Fernandez girl, old enough already. All of them facing the hurricane of fear and fury, churned up by the raging power of A High Wind in Jamaica.
I just made one up. I'm choking to death. So I couldn't answer your questions for a minute. And as I haven't seen that one for years, but I thought it's quite a dark story. You think, oh, it's a bit going to be like Swiss Family. It's not. It's pretty dark stuff. it's a bit risque. Anyway, what have we got now? Let's have a look at the questions first. Let's have a look at the question. Flint, yeah. No, he's no James Bond, though, is he? Hang on. Where's the brand? So what was we on now? We're on 1966. Ooh, what could it be? Could it be a horror film? Could it be a John Lennon film? Could it be? Well, who knows? Dave Clark 5. Let's have a look. 1966.
This is the strangest adventure ever lived. The most exciting true story ever told. Born Free, Joy Adamson's fascinating adventures in Africa with Elsa the Lioness has enthralled over 50 million readers in 21 different languages. Now the book and all its wonders has been filmed entirely in Africa where it happened, and an exciting, unique motion picture is born. Free, with the sky as its roof, the wide, savage jungle as its uncaged habitation. Born to hunt, born to kill. Born free, born wild.
Don't I remember the father was a man-eater?
You don't believe that man-eating is an inherited trait, do you?
I don't think anyone really knows.
Elsa was one of 3 orphan cubs. She was the one they adopted and reared as one would rear a loved and loving child. Then, at the height of their happiness, the blow fell.
The point is, I'm afraid, you can't keep Elsa any longer. I'm sorry, but I think you've got to find some zoo that will take her.
I don't want her to go to a zoo. I want to set her free.
You can't be serious. You'd be sentencing her to death.
What happens when you tame an animal to the point of danger to the animal itself? When you raise it with love, then must train it to kill, to survive the ruthless jungle.
Look, by now it's perfectly obvious she can't make it. She can't fend for herself. She can't mix with her own kind. She can't do anything a wild lion must do to survive. What's wrong with the zoo anyway?
Nothing, except that she won't be free.
And is freedom so important?
Yes. Yes. She was born free and she has the right to live free.
Well, have I been cut off yet? Let me see. Well, what could it be for 67? Here we go. If there's anybody still watching, I think I might have been taken off, though.
Custer. General. Didn't recognize you without your horse. You're staying in the Army, aren't you, Custer?
I like the life. You know that.
You want me to find a post for you, someplace lively, interesting.
That's what I'm here for, General.
They're on the land that we want it. Plain robbery. You won't be able to tell yourself you're fighting for a noble cause.
You're a crusader, ain't you? You saved the Union? Now you want to save the world. Well, that's not the kind of army I'm gonna run.
Murder, rape, scalping, burning, butchery. It's our job to put a stop to all that. Put a stop to it now.
Despite overwhelming odds, a great victory was won here today. I am George Armstrong Custer. But I am not a politician, not a moralist, not a preacher. When I say moralist, I mean I'm not the best of all men. I'm a soldier. The only rights that concern me are the rights of my soldiers. The only duty that concerns me is the duty of my command. And right or wrong, for better or worse, That is the way things seem to get done. That's history. I'm talking about history.
Yes, yes. Do you know what? I could go and watch that right now. It's such a good film. There's all these bits, like, because I don't know if they filmed it in a certain way where they can sort of like a steady cam sort of thing, but an early version of it. So there's all these bits where it's like you're on a roller coaster. There's a bit where this bloke's escaping from the Indians and he gets on this logging chute that goes down and down and down. It's brilliant. And then there's another bit where there's a bit where a wagon's going down the mountain. The Indians have pushed the wagon down and they've got two blokes back to front trying to steer the bloody thing without a horse in the front, and it's been speeded up so it looks terrifying. And needless to say, they come to a sticky ending, but it goes on forever and it's such a good bit, and yes, that's just good enough reason to watch it as it is. And it's a bit mixed up with its message about Custer. You know, it's a bit mixed up, but it is quite a deep film, so it's well worth a watch, even though there's a bit where he meets an Indian and he's supposed to be Sitting Bull, but it's like they haven't got the copyright for Sitting Bull's name. And this was famously filmed in where John Lennon was, in Spain, if you want a little bit of Beatles thrown in there. Yeah. Where the statue of John Lennon's been vandalised. Anyway, that was 1967, and a good representation of 1967. So we've had one, 2, 3, and that's the third costume drama we've had. So, the costume, well, when I call them costume, I just mean old-fashioned things. Anyway, let's get to number 1968 now. I struggle with this one. I was going to pick something else. Let's see what I was going to pick the Boston Strangler, but I didn't know if the advert would be allowed, so I'll pick this one instead. It's all right, but I could have picked something better. But if you want to watch it, you can watch it. It's harmless and it's very dated.
Everyone has a fantastic story to tell about his car. Now, get lined up for the one that tops them all. It's the story of Herbie, the screen's first 4-cylinder star.
Did you see this thing take off?
One of your showboat tricks, Mr. Douglas.
I tell you, I had nothing to do with it. Hey, we were turning.
Groovy, Pop, groovy.
Walt Disney Productions' The Love Bug. He's a scrappy little beetle
Yeah, we're going to cut that right there, because you know what Disney are like. They'll probably do something to my account, so fuck them. Yes, they did have a lot of cheap labour. Yeah, the spaghetti western wasn't necessarily shot in Italy. It was generally shot in Spain. Yes, even the British took advantage of that on a few occasions. What's that one with Sean Connery and Bridget Bardot? That's brilliant, that one. Or that one, I don't know if it's the same one where they got Eric Sykes as the butler, and he was so deaf they had to let off a shotgun next to him every time it was his turn to read his lines. Which is one of those great stories you get from the cinema, just like when they had to dig, what was it called? The Dolphin Boy or something, and Alan Ladd was like a short leading man, and he was in a romantic lead thing with Sophia Loren, and she was so tall. At the end, he's chasing after her, and they had to dig a trench for her so that he looked the same size. Great stuff. Now let's get to 1960. I might have to cut this short as well, because I'm a bit concerned about copyright music on it. So here we go. At the end, 1969. Let's go.
And wander through the forest, where the trees have leaves of prisms and
This year, the judges of the Cannes Film Festival presented the award Best Film by a New Director to Easy Rider. It's the story of a man who went looking for America and couldn't find it anywhere. Easy Rider stars Peter Fonda.
You do your own thing in your own time. You should be proud.
Also starring Dennis Hopper, the award-winning director of Easy Rider. Co-starring Jack Nicholson.
What you represent to them is freedom.
What the hell's wrong with freedom, man? That's what it's all about.
Easy Rider.
Well, there you go. There's all the 10 films you need to watch. If you're going to go on about the 60s, yes, I suppose you could say that Easy Rider probably is a representation of the 60s, but also Dr. Strangelove is a representation of where we were in the 60s in 1965, before I was born, I might well add. But there was the Cold War going on, so that's very relevant for the 60s. Very, very pop culture, if you like. So anyway, we're going to just show a little bit of... I was going to talk about Beatle Brad, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to pay tribute to him by putting up the Nazi cars so he can indulge himself. Here we are. Here we are, Mr. Beatle Brad. It's specially for you, and we'll turn it off after 5 minutes, I think.
Painstakingly restoring them to some semblance of their former glory. The Lomakov Museum of old-timer cars and motorcycles doesn't look like much from the outside, but some of the vehicles inside are worth millions of dollars if they were ever to be auctioned. So we'll begin with an impressive example, a black Mercedes-Benz 540K, the classic leader's limousine. Hitler and his circle required serious cars to be the face of the regime.
Yeah, any self-respecting
Benz
SS
was more
officer.
than happy to oblige. Hitler stated in 1934 that he did not tolerate a car manufactured by other companies in his escort and entourage, a ringing endorsement of what is now called Mercedes-Benz, though not something they like to highlight today. Between 1929 and 1942, Mercedes-Benz delivered a total of 44 cars to the Reich Chancellery in Berlin, the majority during the Nazi period. In 1935, Hitler took delivery of 3 specially modified Mercedes-Benz 540 KW24 limousines.
Yeah. Yeah, just give me a minute. Let's see what we'll share. Video file. Yeah, let's see what we can get up here. What we can interact with. Oh, you'll just have to put up with this for a minute. This isn't my work. I was going to do something with it. Whiz of the week from Norwich. Central, my God. This is TVS, Penny TV Southwest. No, that was Southern TV. Rubbish. It's crap. My nan used to call it TVs. TVS it was called. That's Scotland. This is the borders, I think, isn't it? Oh, yeah, that was good. That was good. Why don't let's get rid of this. Remove from studio. Thank you. And also let's remove what's his face from the studio. But fear ye not, because I think we've got no. Oh yeah, we have. It's I've plugged it into the side of my new computer, so I'm all confused. Oh, let's see if we've got. Oh, this is a good one. Hang on. Oh, Book of the Dead. I don't think I'm allowed to use that one. I'm not allowed to use that one. No, I'm sorry. I've got to have to finish this this thing very shortly because I haven't got any of my memory sticks with me, so we can't do anything else. And maybe I should finish it here because I don't want to get blocked just yet. So for the time being, until we meet again, goodbye. Ta-ta, everybody. Goodbye.